Here to present the Governor Ned McWherter Legacy Award for a lifetime of service, please welcome our 2010 Democratic nominee for governor, Mike McWherter.
What a great evening. It's just so much fun to be among so many great Democrats. And I just have to tell you again, and I've said this before, I know to this group, thank you for letting me be the Democratic nominee in 2010. It was one of the greatest experiences I'll ever have in my life. And I just appreciate so much the opportunity to be able to represent this party on the ticket. Sorry I didn't win. That would have been better, but I understand. I also want to say thank you to Mayor Wharton and to Andy and to Madeline for making the effort to be here tonight. That's tremendous, and thank y'all. I mean, you had to travel a long ways. I'm going to pick on Carl a little bit. Carl and Dewey Brandstetter, who's sitting right over here, and Carl's wife Ann, and I were all in the same law class at Vanderbilt. And Ann did a little better job of grooming Carl than she did the rest of us, but she fed us all. And we've all had a fast friendship for many years, and we're really proud of the job that Carl has done as mayor of Nashville. I'm going to be very brief. There's just a couple of things I want to say. There were certain principles in my father's life that he always embodied in public service, and one of which was fiscal responsibility. And I can't imagine any person in the whole United States who embodies those values more than Congressman Jim Cooper, and has fought for that fiscal responsibility. The second issue that my father always fought for was education. And I can't tell you how important education was to my father. I know some people, and I'm going to use this term loosely, actually it's his staff, Lamar Alexander's staff wants to say he was the education governor. My father was the education governor of the state of Tennessee. My father did more to promote education in the state of Tennessee than, I won't say any governor, but any governor in the modern history of Tennessee. There have been some that have been very instrumental, like Frank Clement and Buford Ellington, but my father, and Phil Bredesen, but that was a main goal of my father's administration, was promoting education in the state of Tennessee. The gentleman sitting here in front of me has done the same thing. Fiscal responsibility in education works into jobs. It works into a quality of life. Jim Cooper gets that. And he is, I guess, probably as worthy a recipient of embodying those issues as anybody I know anywhere in this country, certainly in the state of Tennessee. I am delighted, but Jim, I want to say one other thing. I'm delighted to be able to present this award to him tonight. But the other thing I want to say is, my wife played on Jim Cooper's congressional softball team. She worked for Congressman Jones in Washington, and he didn't have a softball team, and Jim needed a catcher, so he had my wife who played there. So my real connection with Jim Cooper is I know him through political things and being able to support him, and I'm very supportive of his positions. But he and Mary Jane are fast friends. And so, Jim, I'm sorry Mary Jane's not here tonight, but Walker's playing in a football game at Rhodes, and she couldn't be here, so she wanted me to give her regrets publicly. So, Jim, thank you. This is a great award. There you go.
Thank you so much, Mike, and to your lovely wife, Mary Jane. I am so flattered to receive this. I'm not worthy, but I am flattered. And I want to quibble with two things. I'm kind of disappointed it's not a case of Budweiser. That would have been even better. But also, this isn't a Lifetime Achievement Award because I'm not old enough. This is a half a Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm very grateful. But I want to thank everybody in this room and your friends and neighbors back home who were not able to come tonight, because you represent good folks from Memphis to Mountain City. And actually, if you want to be specific, it's from Mud Island to Laurel Bloomery. I've had the privilege of representing 30 of those counties. Great folks everywhere, and I know how hard it is sometimes. Say you're deep in East Tennessee, or deep in West Tennessee, or in certain parts of Nashville, or one of our other fine cities. It's hard to keep the flame of democratic values alive, because you take a lot of abuse. You take a lot of heat. Standing up for our great president, Barack Obama. You take a lot of heat for being inclusive and celebrating our diversity because it makes our nation stronger, not weaker. You inherited these values from Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, and all the greats of the past. But Andy Burke is right. We got a future to take care of, folks. And we may look like a red state now, but it's only that deep because Republicans are begging us to rescue them from the Republican Party, you know. Yeah. You know, it's like Ned McWherter said, one of our absolute finest governors in state history. He said, use this phrase, it's like a turtle sitting on a fence post. You can tell by looking at me, I did not get here by myself. I'm a nerd. In fact, I'm a super nerd. I used to try to hide it, but I'm proud of it now. As Bill Gates said, better be nice to nerds, because one day, if you're lucky, you'll be working for one. But seriously, I spend a lot of my free time trying to figure out how we can win this state. Not that I'm running, but good, talented people in this state need to run statewide because we are this close. You do not have to carry 95 counties in this state to win. With our great Democratic mayors, all you have to do to win the state of Tennessee is carry 13 counties, and you can win. And we don't have to achieve miracles in those counties. All we have to do is shift the vote 4 or 5 percentage points in that county. That just really means getting our base out to vote, and we win the state of Tennessee. So, y'all know there's no such thing as an off year in politics. This is an on year, and we got to be working now. We've got to be talking to our friends and neighbors at work and at church and at school and everywhere to get their heads in the game, understanding the tragedies that are happening to our nation under Republican rule when our Republican Supreme Court thinks that corporations are people. That is an outrage. They think that money is speech. This is not the America that we know and love. So as we do our jobs when we go back home from this great dinner tonight, and I appreciate the leadership of Roy Herron and this party, I appreciate the hard work of each of you that makes it happen in your neighborhoods. and at your workplace. But I want to thank you not only for this wonderful award, and this will be a treasured part of my life, but I want to thank you for keeping the American dream alive. I want to thank you for making this country a better place to live for our kids and our grandkids and everybody else's kids and grandkids. This is the greatest nation on earth, the greatest nation in the history of the world, and the Democratic Party has made it that way, and we're going to keep it that way. Thank you, thank you, thank you.